Welcome into the BSN Avalanche weekly breakdown presented by Bender's Bar and Grill.
This is Jim Armstrong, former sports columnist at the Denver Post. These days, I own Bender's up in Westminster in the Westminster Promenade Ice Center. If you don't think we're the preeminent hockey bar in the metro area, you haven't seen the framed Original Six jerseys above the bar. We have poutine on the menu. That must make us a hockey bar. All kinds of good stuff on the menu. Come on up to Bender's and check us out.
I'm Allie Monroy, and alongside me today is Jesse Montano. Welcome to the show, Jesse.
Thank you, Allie. It's nice to finally be here. The people can put a face to a voice now.
Well, we thought it was about time.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, let's just jump right in. The Avs have been struggling hard lately, only notching their third win in 13 games when they beat the Toronto Maple Leafs 6-3 Monday night. Jesse, what's one thing you believe the Avs need to do to kind of break out of this slump?
Well, there's a lot of things. Definitely if you turn the clocks back a month and a half, this was very much not a problem. The Avs were playing great. The Avs were winning games. All was good. To me, the biggest issue is consistency, both within a game and on the season as a whole. And that was what Jared Bednar told us a couple weeks ago when we were at the halfway point and said, what's kind of a read on your team? And he said, inconsistent. They'll have stretches where they'll play great for 10 games, and then they'll lose 5 in a row. Then they'll play great for 5, then they'll lose 4. And so you got to iron out that consistency. And within games, they'll play great for a period and a half. They'll completely fall asleep for 6-7 minutes. They'll give up 2 or 3 goals. And when you're in a slump like this, that just completely buries your confidence, and it's hard to break out of that. So consistency is the biggest thing. They've got to maintain the same effort level for 60 minutes. And then goaltending is the obvious one.
Like you said, goaltending has been an issue the entire season. The Avs have given up 18 goals in their last 4 games. Do you think the Avs truly have a starting goaltender, or do you think the job is still up in the air?
Well, I think there's kind of 2 answers to that. I'm one of the few that believe that the Avs do have 2 legitimate starting goaltenders on their roster. Both just happen to be playing really, really poorly right now. But I think that does mean the job is up for grabs amongst the 2 of them. Varley's contract is up at the end of this year. They obviously brought in Grubauer to be the guy going forward. And neither of them are just playing well enough right now. But I think when both of these guys are playing at their highest level, they are starting goaltenders in the NHL. You've got to get them back to that. They've been getting the defense and the help in front of them. It's really just a matter of them playing better. And maybe you look at the goaltending coach and say, this is on you to get them out of this slump. But I think the Avs do have a couple starting goaltenders on their roster. It's just a matter of getting them up to that level.
Well, Colorado ends their 5-game road trip in Canada tonight when they take on the Ottawa Senators. After that, they come back to the Pepsi Center to host the LA Kings on Saturday. Jesse, what are a few things you'll be watching for in these 2 matchups?
Well, the Avs are if there's any time to break out of a slump, the Avs are picking a really good time. They beat the Toronto Maple Leafs on Monday, who are a really good team, high-powered offense. You now get the 30th and 31st place teams as your next 2 games on the schedule. So these are 2 games that the Avs, on paper, should absolutely dominate. You go into Ottawa, there's the Matt Duchene connection. Obviously, you shouldn't have a problem getting up for that game. Then you're back at home after a long road trip on a Saturday. I've heard the building is already close to sold out, so it's going to be packed. So you shouldn't have a problem getting the energy up for either of these games. And what I'll be looking for is dominance. Honestly, the Avs, these are 2 teams that they should dominate from start to finish, and from start to finish is going to be the key on that. We talked about consistency. You're going to want to see them put that effort forward the whole time, the whole game, and that's what I'm going to be looking for is these next 2 teams. The Avs really need to take it to them, and I think that'll not only help them in the standings with points, that'll help get them back on the right track. You beat a good team, now go take care of business, against a couple teams you should beat.
Well, of course, be sure to subscribe to bsndenver.com for the best Denver sports coverage around.
That's right.
Thank you, Jesse, for coming on to the show.
Thank you for finally having me here.
Oh, well, we'll have to see if they like it.
Yeah, well, probably not. This will probably be the last time.
Adrian Dater, the legend, is pretty hard to beat.
Yeah, I'm not here trying to compete with the legend, so we'll see if the people like me, and maybe I'll be back.
Well, for Jesse Montano, I'm Allie Monroy, BSN Denver.
If you're a football fan or a hockey fan, you got to check out Bender's off of Highway 36, just off of Church Ranch Boulevard. 32 beers on tap, served in chilled glasses. We're a watch site for Coloradans for Nebraska and Steeler Nation of North Denver. So if you're a Husker fan or a Steeler fan, you're a recent transplant to Denver, come on up to Bender's and check us out.